to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from here, and this has been like a therapy session.
Razabani for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. With me, CBS, Chris Billam-Smith. Chris, last time we were here in Bournemouth, it was sunny, it was hot, we were on the beach. It's now dark, gloomy and cold, very cold actually here, but hey, we still got a show on Saturday night. How are we feeling?
Yeah, good. It's literally polar. I was talking to someone else earlier. It's polar opposites with the weather, but just giving the media and the Boxer and Sky lot a taste of both sides of Bournemouth and showing what a good time it is all year round, and we can come here anytime.
You must be buzzing though that you're able to come back here again so soon as well, because I didn't think that we were going to come back here towards the end of the year because of the weather, but you must be buzzing being back home.
Yeah, I think there's as you can see, the workout and stuff isn't on the beach this time because of the weather. But I'm so happy to be back here. So excited to be fighting in front of my amazing fans again.
Before we speak about obviously the fight on Saturday, a lot of people thought that this might be the date where it might be Riakporhe, it might be that rematch. Just explain why that fight wasn't next and didn't take place.
We took the fight, and from my side, all I heard was that he wouldn't fight me in Bournemouth. So maybe he said he'd fight me, but not in Bournemouth. He was here last time, so maybe the crowd scared him a bit. They're quite loud, but when you're on the ticket seller, out of me and Richard, so you got to come to my hometown if you're going to fight me.
I mean, it's a great fight if it happens again. The first fight was so close as well. Is it an even bigger fight, both of you going your separate ways, winning world titles, and then potentially it's a stadium fight and a unification? Yeah, for sure. It is a bigger fight, but it's always going to be a big fight, because when there's history, there's always going to makes a bigger fight. But if we both win world titles, then let's have that unification for sure. What do you know about your opponent?
He's really game. Watched him a few of his fights. He gave Masterneck some troubles. Obviously, he got stopped in the fourth against Masterneck, but I mean, Masterneck's got I think twice as many knockouts as I've had fights. So he's a well-schooled, world-class operator, and gave him some trouble. So it's a dangerous fight. It's not a walkover job. And also because of what's beyond this potential world title fight, my dream fight, basically a world title at my team stadium. That's the big dangling carrot for me. So it's about looking good, because you see so many people get to this stage and have what people are calling a walkover, or who is this guy, just because he's unknown and they've never heard of him, and then they have a flat performance, and then they're like, oh, should he be fighting for a world title? And then the broadcasters aren't impressed with it. So it's not just about winning, it's about looking really good and putting on a real good performance Saturday.
I've been to a number of your fights, but I don't think I've ever seen you smile and be so excited than I did in your last fight with Chamberlain, when you walked out, when you did your ring walk, because everyone was cheering for you. Is that home advantage? Is that what that home advantage feels like, when you're able to smile and almost put away those nerves and hide those nerves away? Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of pressure on me last time. It was my first headliner on TV, so first headline fight on Sky Sports in my hometown. The whole fight week was about surrounded, circled around me. So a huge amount of pressure, but the more pressure the better. And then that fan base and that noise that they made last time, I just soaked up and absolutely loved every moment. I can't wait to do the same again. I saw some clips on social media today. You visited the stadium with Harry Redknapp, obviously who's a local. How was that discussion? What was said? What did he say? What did he advise? He likes his boxing. He obviously knows his football inside out. Managed the club at Bournemouth, back in the 80s. So, it's. I think the club and the ground's changed a bit since then. But no, we had a little walk through the change rooms, and we had a discussion about what it's like walking out onto a football pitch as a home manager and an away manager, like him going to Anfield and things like that. So we had a good little discussion, and I've met Harry a few times, and I know his son Mark. So. He's a great bloke, and it was great for him to come down today and give me an opportunity to chat to him and pick his brains. What is your contractual situation like? I know it was a one-fight deal with Boxer initially. Are you a total free agent now? Are you able to pick and choose where the most money and the best offer comes from? No, it's a two-fight deal. So it's this fight, and then the plans for the IBF at the stadium. So let's
get through Saturday, look good doing so, and then push on for that.
A lot of cruiserweights with Sky and Boxer. I spoke to Ben Shalom a number of weeks ago and said, would you ever contemplate kind of a Super 6 type of tournament? And I know there's fighters on different levels, yourself, Riakporhe, and then Mikael Lawel's coming up as well. And he goes, absolutely, it'll be a great tournament. Is that something that may interest you?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds great. You know, we've had a great domestic scene for a few years now, and I've boxed, quite a few of them. Obviously, boxed Richard, I boxed Craig Glover, Nathan Thorley came into the fray, Tommy McCarthy, Isaac Chamberlain. So I've boxed a lot of them, and if I haven't boxed them, I've sparred them. I've sparred Mikael. I boxed with Al Riley in the amateurs, going back 6 years ago or so. So yeah, it's a thriving scene, and I'm very fortunate and grateful to be a part of that.
Your gym mate, Lawrence Okolie, opened up this week about his ongoing issues with obviously Eddie Hearn and contractually. I know we're not going to dwell on this too much, but he hasn't been active since around February. So is it sad to see two parties who were so close, worked well for each other, have come to this kind of conclusion? Yeah,
for sure. First and foremost, it's not a friendship, it's a business. So I think it's always going to be the way business gets in the way, unfortunately. I hope it can get resolved quickly. I want to see Lawrence back out there as a friend and a fan. So he's obviously been ordered to fight David Light from New Zealand. So hopefully that situation gets sorted and he can get back out and back boxing, because it's good for him and it's good for the cruiserweight division.
I know he's a friend of yours, but in a selfish way, do you want him to hurry up, get back in, unify, and then just move up to heavyweight and let those belts loose so you can, go and fight for those titles as well? Yeah, look, I'm on my own path, and hopefully I'll be picking up my own world title next year, and then obviously from there the floodgates open into big opportunities, and Lawrence is on his own path as well. Obviously his plan was, I believe, has always been to move up to heavyweight. When he does that, I don't know, but yeah. Finally, what can we expect to see on a cold night on Saturday in Bournemouth?
Well, the fans will bring the heat and will warm up the arena for me, and I'll be putting in an electric performance, a great performance to top off a great year, and then build into a great 2023 for me.
Chris, we wish you all the best for Saturday night. I'm sure we'll catch up tomorrow's weigh-in, open to the public, back here again at the Bournemouth International Centre. And then, fight night on Saturday. Tune in on Sky Sports if you don't have a ticket.
There is, yeah. If I think there's a couple of tickets left if you don't as well. But yeah, thank you for your time, Reza.
Chris Billam-Smith, IFL TV, thank you very much.
I'm going to share something with you that might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.